Somebody left. Somebody just joined in.
Somebody joined already?
Yeah, I see one. They say one person in here. I'm trying to. Oh, let me tell you. It's the Mike podcast. Featuring Shabbie. Hey, man. Got you. Hey, my boy. Yeah, right here.
I got it.
Yep.
Mikal Bridges went to Villanova too?
So it did. He was part of
That championship?
part of that crew. Yep. With DiVincenzo, Brunson, and all them. Part of the whole crew. Yeah, we live in full effect. We live here. Past the Mic podcast. What's going on, my brother Shabbie? We got Shabbie in the building, y'all. This is an OG from New York City. He's been around the basketball scene up there for a long time, man. Long time. This is one of the good brothers that really looked out for me when I was up there in New York City. Looked out for me in a big way. Gave me some opportunities, and I just cashed in on everyone I took. Everyone he looked out for me. So, without further ado, I want to introduce my good brother Shabbie. Shabbie, how you doing today, man?
I'm coolin', my brother. How you?
Man, I'm doing great. I can't complain at all, man. I can't complain, man. I remember, I'm a DC kid, but I got a chance to live up there in the Jersey, New York area for 4 years and experience the basketball scene for 4 years. And like I said, you was one of the first dudes that gave me an opportunity in the scene, and we've been cool ever since.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's understood don't got to be explained.
Yes, sir, man. It's dope. So talk to me. We'll start from the beginning. Like I said, you're from New York City. You're from Harlem. Just talk to me about your upbringing in Harlem during the 90s to early 2000s. How was that like growing up during that time?
Damn, you make a nigga feel old. Like you said, from Harlem, born and raised. Originally from the East Side, 122nd and Lex. Um, Middle elementary school, moved uptown, west side of Harlem to Polo Grounds, 155th, across the street from the world famous Rucker Park.
Okay.
Growing up in the 90s, man, everybody remember BBD, Naughty by Nature, Wu-Tang, you know, I'm from that era. From that era. The fun times.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
What were some of your influences like musically? I know especially to get you going before a game or something like that. I know like New York City was the mecca of hip hop. Like was some of those pioneers in the game some of your influences?
I wouldn't say really, but like my game music, I would listen to like dudes like Nas, Tupac, as I got a little older, when 50 Cent came on the scene, 50 Cent, DMX, heavy DMX rotation. Those are my hip hop faves.
Nice, man. Yeah, man. You right across the street from Rucker Park. Like, talk to me about living right across the street from there, seeing all the big time players that come through the gym, that come through the parks. Just what was that experience like? Just being able to like say that you were able to live through the era, like one of the best eras, if not the best era of Rucker Park.
It's funny because when you live there, it's like everybody who live in New York City. You don't really do the tourist attractions. Like a lot of people that grow up in New York City, they don't go visit the Statue of Liberty. They don't never go down to Times Square and watch the ball drop. So for me, living and growing up right across the street from the world famous Rucker Park, I didn't really know what I had until I got of age and really got into basketball. So like even though I lived across the street from the park, I still was an East Side kid through and through. Like where I hung out at was 122nd and Lex, my mom's side of the family, and then my dad's side of the family was on the west side, 120 between 119th and Lenox and 124th and Lenox. So my nights would end at Rucker Park. And back in those days, it was always things like when we coming home, you hear the games, it's crowded across the street, but I wasn't allowed to go over there because it was kind of rough growing up in the 90s, early 2000s. Well, not the early 2000s, but growing up in the 90s, it was rough. Like I'm on my way in my building and you hear shootouts and things like that stemming from the game. So I wasn't really allowed to go over there and watch a game. And I really wasn't into basketball like that. But once I got of age and got into basketball, I was aware of what it was and I was at every game.
Mm, fire. High school. What was your high school experience like? Like, what high school did you go to? What how was your high school experience?
I went to Watley High School, west side of Harlem, 114th. 114th. A lot of dudes from Harlem or a lot of basketball guys went to that school. I didn't really get into basketball until I was in high school, actually. Like my summer of my I was heavy into football. Like I was a football head. I used to play, never actually played in any organized football teams or whatever, but I was into football. I was into like rollerblading, X Games, bikes. I was that typical active kid. Like I was outside doing things that kids do. Basketball, I would never thought I was like take to basketball. You know, you go through those little phases or whatever. So all through elementary, middle school, I was into football, riding bikes, rollerblades. You know, manhunt, just playing outside. I wasn't really into organized sports like that. But once I got into high school, like middle school, the summer going into high school, I played in my first actual basketball tournament. It was on the east side where I grew up at. And my team went 0 and like everything. We won no games. We won no games. And when I actually realized that I liked it, the last game of the season, we knew we wasn't gonna make the playoffs. It was a close game, a competitive game, and I hit the game winning layup. And then I liked that feeling. So that's what made me really, really, really gravitate towards basketball.
Wow, that's crazy. And then after high school, you took that and you said I want to go to the next level. So was the college route
It
was
was
college
it
route?
was typical hood story, like typical hood story. Grades wasn't all that in high
Mm,
school. Had a lot of interest, but even before that, like I think when I really 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 took off, it was right 15. I played in like this junior Knicks league. My mom put me and my cousin in the junior Knicks league. It was in the YMCA on 135th, and played there. I realized I was like, all right, cool, I'm okay at this. But when I got 16, I got like super, super, super athletic. Started jumping high, running fast. Couldn't shoot worth a damn, but everything was like getting to the rim. I was trying to dunk everything. Then I started expanding, like traveling on my own. Like other teams see me, yo, I want you to come play in Brooklyn. I want you to come do this. I want you to come do that. Um, and then after high school, it was, of course, grades wasn't all that. My mother told me straight up, like, you gotta figure it out. It's either you gonna get a job, take this basketball shit serious, or you gotta get the fuck up out of here. Um, I wound up being in a basketball commercial after a Rucker game to be exact, the day that Jason Richardson and Steve Francis came to play.
okay. Okay.
The day they both played. It was a no, my fault. I'm lying. Steve Francis played before that, but it was the day that Jason Richardson came to play, and Reebok was sponsoring Rucker at the time, and they had a above the rim sneaker commercial. And
Oh,
me and a couple local dudes who played ball, we wound up camera people say, "Hey, after the game, though, let me talk to you, whatever the case may be." I didn't even know it was going to be a commercial. Um, and then they was like, "Hey, we need you to sign these papers, but you're not 18 yet. Whatever, whatever, whatever." Had to take it to my mother. Like I said, typical kid, bad grades. My mother didn't even believe it. She was like, "Oh, whatever, sign the paper, get up out of here."
right.
June comes around, BET Awards come on. Remember, I was an active kid. I was outside. I was in the streets, just doing typical kid things. People like, "Yo, I seen you in this commercial." I'm like, "What commercial? Like, what you talking about?" Then I like it wasn't until like it aired like months, like 2 months later, that I actually caught the commercial on TV. Then checks started coming in. I'm like, "Wait, I can make this from doing this? Oh yeah, I kind of like this a little bit." Um, Wound up freshman year going to Hostos. Did okay. Then from Hostos, I my team the team folded because a lot of my teammates was academically ineligible.
Mm,
So I was able to get my eligibility back from there, and then from Hostos, the rest was history. Moved up, moved up. I finished my college career at St. Joe's.
okay.
Finished my college career at St. Joe's. I wouldn't say I was like one of the main guys, but what I will say is my coach literally gave me the notion like, if you don't shoot, I'm taking you out the game. You
Oh,
from Harlem. That's what it's about. So I need you to shoot. So that's when I developed the jump shot. From there, it was literally like I wanted to be the best in my area. And the rest is pretty much history. That then you on the street ball scene and you one of those dudes. So it's like I wasn't the cocky person, but I also had that competitive nature. Like I don't care who was on the other side. Same way they gotta guard me, I gotta guard them.
right. Being in St. Joe's, like during for that 1 year span, did you get a chance to tap into the Philadelphia basketball scene and see, did they have a street
Nah, I
ball
was in it was
like
St.
that during
Joe's.
the time?
Not really. Like I wasn't one of those people who was like I wasn't like when I was in college, I wasn't like a party person. Like I was that dude. I stayed in my dorm. Every chance I got, I came home.
Oh, okay, got you.
Every chance I got, I came home. I was like pretty much homebody. Like I said, I still was like outside. I was outside.
Yeah,
I was outside. So every chance I got, I came home. I was the type of person who literally, if I had a paper or something to do, it would get done. Then I was in my room playing 2K.
mm, that's crazy. So
Yeah, man.
after college, you say you want to go overseas. So I'm sure
Yeah, yeah.
what was
The
that like?
overseas. Listen, it's not what people think it is. It's a lot of politics with it. It's a lot of the money is cool. It's a lot of politics with it. It's homesick, is teams not paying people or whatever. Like even if you look up interviews with like dudes like Byron Scott or whatever, like you see dudes playing with people money and stuff like that. So it is what it is. Even now, like everybody going overseas just to say that they're an overseas player, but realistically speaking, it's like you could make that money having a job at home. Um, but some people do it for clout. Some people do it just to say that they're overseas playing basketball, and it's like, bro, come on, like let's cut it out, bro.
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah,
not here to. I'm not going to downplay or talk about nobody. You know, basketball is what it is. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever you like. Whatever you make. Basketball is what you make it.
yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. But yeah, like you said, a lot of things got sometimes a lot of fortune got to go in your favor, and the political side can get tricky. So I
Man, listen, I would say whatever it is that you good at, capitalize on it. Whatever it is that you're good at, push it as far as you can because you never know when the next day may be your last.
yeah, that's real. That's real, man. So after overseas, so after going through all that, dealing with the politics, dealing with all this stuff, I'm sure it's something clicking in your head that says, I want to step out and do something else. So when the moment you decided to give up basketball, what was that feeling like when you said, I'm done with this, I'm done, I don't want to do it no more?
Funny story. It wasn't even like I wanted to give up basketball. So what happened was, summertime, summer basketball come around. You got all your boys that you grew up playing with or whatever the case may be. Like I was fortunate enough to be somebody who had a name whose services was welcomed and demanded. Like I said, when I realized I got really, really good at it, playing in Rucker. Funny, Coach D, Danny. Um, I'm playing against a team. It was Team Roxy. It was Dancy Power / Team Roxy of 106 in Park. I know you remember 106 in Park
Of
on
course.
BET. She had her
Yeah.
own team at the Rucker. Kimber Walker, Kenny Sad, a lot of famous guys was on that team. I wound up playing against that team one day, and the team that I was playing for, I didn't get a lot of playing time.
Hmm.
Local kid from across the street. So of course you get the dudes that's in the hood that's hating. You got some supporters. You got some dudes that's hating. Oh, why Shabbie ain't in the game? Da, 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 da. But I'm like, all right, cool. But you here watching me from the sideline. Um, you here watching me from the sideline, and it's not to sound cocky because for every one supporter you have, you're gonna have 10 haters, and for every 10 haters you're gonna have 100 supporters. So you had some dudes that was supporting and some dudes that was just hating, like, oh, why he ain't in the game, this, down the third, but y'all wasn't even good enough to get in the jersey. But that's a whole nother thing. But like I was saying, I wound up playing against Kenny Sat and a couple other people. And Kenny Sat, who made everybody knows him, New York City legend, McDonald's All American. He played
Georgetown, you know it.
played.
Oh,
Played
Kenny
with
Sack, not Kenny
Kenny
Sack.
Sack. Yeah,
I
Kenny
thought you
Sack.
said, Kenny Sack. My bad. I'm thinking about Kenny
Oh,
Sack.
I thought you were talking about you. So you might be talking about Jesse Sapp. He's in my
Yes.
age range.
Yeah.
We
I'm
actually grew
thinking
up
about
having.
thinking about
We
different.
actually, yeah, we actually grew up having a lot of battles against each other. He, of course, went to Georgetown, made it big.
Yeah.
March Madness on all of the above. Shout out to him. But I'm playing against Kenny Sapp one day and at the Rucker, and I think I did pretty good against him. And his coach, he was like, "Yo, you playing with the wrong dudes. Come, I got a jersey for you." Me not thinking of it, I'm like, yeah, whatever, all right, cool. I ain't believe him. Let's call a spade a spade. I ain't believe him. I was on a whack team. Yes, a whack team. We was losing games, and we was losing games, and we wound up playing against the game team. He had Gilbert Arenas and J.R. Smith and Baron Davis. He had all these dudes on Black Wall Street. But this particular game, Gilbert Arenas and the main NBA guys wasn't there. My team was losing. I think we ended the first quarter like down like 18-2. And I'm like, yo, bro, they got me on the bench for these niggas that's dirt. Like, what are we doing? Of course, but you know, when you young, the older niggas, you know, they solidified, they playing or whatever the case may be. Fourth quarter, I wound up finishing with 27 points in the fourth quarter. Dude from Team Roxy was like, yo, you playing for the wrong team. I got a jersey for you. Didn't believe him. He like, yo, we play next Thursday. I come to the park because, of course, I lived right across the street from the park. Come to the park. He's like, yo, what you doing? Get dressed. I'm like, yo, you serious? He like, yeah, threw me a uniform. Of course, I came off the bench that first game, and he's actually playing me like as if I belong. So then
Yeah.
my confidence got a little higher. And man, listen, that's that. I would say that was the start of me becoming who I am and like getting the notoriety and getting the playing time. And then from there, it was people wanted me to play in places like Gersh, Dykeman, Pro City. When Pro City was probably at its most competitive time, I'm like youngest on the scene. Like it was just, man, listen, a feeling that can't be recreated. Even in today's street ball and summer basketball pro circuit, it's like I don't want to be one of those older guys that sound like, oh, well, you know, this, that, and the third. I heard that my whole time coming up, and I used to be like, yo, shut up. Nobody want to hear that old stuff. But now that I am of age, I see what it is
Yeah.
and feeling like no other. And then from there it was like that was the becoming of who I am today. That was the
Yeah.
start of it.
He walk the average person who's not from New York City, who never played basketball in the pro-ams up there. Walk them through what a weekend looks like, about how much basketball that weekend is when you're in your prime as a player and you one of those players that get that call from multiple different leagues and you playing Saturday, Sunday, you playing all weekend. Walk everybody through what that's like.
Man, I remember on a Friday, you probably have a game and a dog show, which is on it's in the Heights, it's on like Amsterdam Avenue. I don't even know if people even remember what dog show was. And then you'll have a game, you go from dog show, then you go into the east side to Together We Chill. Then from the east side, you going to the west side to playing Kingdom. Then from Kingdom, I would have a tournament. My man had a tournament called Royal Rumble. It was in Grant, played in there. And then from there, the evening, you have a game in a Rucker. You going from Rucker to Dykeman. You going from Dykeman to Enwood. You going from Enwood to Hoops in the Sun. In terms of how much basketball it was back then, it's about the same now, but it's more tournaments. But the difference between back then and now, all of the tournaments ain't competitive. Back then, I would say every single tournament you played in was competitive. You're not just getting a jersey because your friend got a team or somebody you cool with got a team. It's you getting a jersey because you belong. And if you got on the court and you didn't do good, you probably wasn't getting the call back and you probably wasn't getting on the court again. Like I remember coming off the bench, it's dudes that I feel like I was better than, but I understood what I was. And when I got on the court, I literally would have to play and bust my ass to show that I belong here. Nowadays, dudes don't get in the game in the first quarter of a game and they getting dressed and they leaving. I don't understand that.
The standard was much higher back then. It sounds like much higher.
Right, right. So, and to answer your question, how much basketball it is in a weekend, you probably go from during the week 3, 4 games out of the week to the weekend, you got 10, 11 games between Friday to Sunday.
Mm.
It's a lot of basketball in New York.
Yeah, for sure. And that's in your prime when you get in that call. Like when you get in that call to play and all
Yeah,
that.
man.
Man,
Yes, it's a
gift and a curse.
lot of basketball. What you
It's like a
saying?
gift. It's like a gift and a curse, huh?
It's a gift and a curse because, of course, when you're young, and I was just talking about this with my guys the other day in the gym. Like, yo, you remember when we was younger, we would have like 3, 4 games a day and not be tired. Now it's like, where did this fatigue come from? Like, I would feel it after all of the games is over and I'm home for the night. Like, yo, I'm tired, but you just have the energy because you just enjoyed and you loved playing the game. Of course, it wasn't as many money tournaments out here, so nowadays the dynamics change where everybody's playing because they think they could get $1. And it's not a knock on that because a lot of dudes are not fortunate to play on a professional overseas level or whatever the case may be, or some dudes don't want to give up that dream. But I think the competitive nature has died down a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a societal thing all around, and not even just with basketball. When you start adding, like you said, when you added all the big money tournaments, you added more tournaments to everything. Like it oversaturated everything, and it dropped the standard of play level on the court, which
Yeah,
can make the different generations feel a way about the product that they seeing on the court. So I can definitely.
yeah, but I mean, you know what it is. I'm not gonna be one of those guys because I'm still active in it. I'm not gonna be one of those guys against it. I'm just like, for me, I still would be involved in it if all of the leagues were not for any type of funding,
Right.
any type of money.
Yep.
Or if you had like just 2, 3 leagues, that was big money leagues. Even if you had all of the leagues say, all right, cool, we're gonna give away prizes and not money, you still would have dudes that just love to play basketball come out and play.
That's a fact. Summertime. It's summertime in New York. That's what y'all do. It's the mecca.
Yeah,
Y'all get.
it's crazy. Summertime is coming up, slowly approaching.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And so you step away from playing, and now you want to get into the entrepreneur side, more the behind the scenes, taking
That
on that. What,
that
what was that transition like?
that was kind of rough for me at first. I'm not even gonna lie, because it wasn't on my own merit. It was kind of forced. And when I say kind of forced, it was summer of 2022. I'm playing in Hoops in the Sun. I'm playing in all these leagues. Of course, I'm a little older now. It's time to make the way for the younger dudes. But I didn't have a coach. I didn't have a coach. My homeboy Eli from Jersey, from Newark, he told me he was gonna coach in Hoops in the Sun and wound up not coming to no games. So I was on the brink of like playing player coach. It was too much to manage as a player and as a coach. So while you doing player coach, you're focused on making sure things go right and we win this game, that you can't really focus on playing the game. So and then it was, what happened is during one of the games it wound up raining. We was indoors and dude threw me an alley oop. I came down on somebody's leg and I hurt my knee. So from there it wasn't like, it was bad, but it wasn't like real, like I didn't break anything, tear ACL or whatever. So then for the rest of the summer it was literally you know what, I'm gonna step into the coach's chair. And that was the beginning of it. That transition, it was like, all right, cool. I still got to make sure we succeed. We can't drop off any way possible because you still want to get to that next level. And from there it was, um, that was actually our second year in Hoops in the Sun. Our previous year in Hoops in the Sun, we won the championship. First year in the Hoops in the Sun, lost one game, won the championship. Lost one game and we were shorthanded and won the championship from there. And that was like, okay, cool. The transition from being a player to entrepreneur and coach and organizing everything. Like, listen, this is what I want to do moving forward. So it kind of fell in my lap. It wasn't. It was forced. It was forced slash fell in my lap. But it was cool. It was cool. We were successful. So why not keep it going? Why not keep the ball rolling?
Yeah, that's real. That's real. And then that's where hitting. That's where and I actually met you after the summer 2022. That's crazy how everything plays out.
Summer 22 or 21? I don't remember.
I thought it was 2020. I don't think it was.
Listen, and everything be a blur now. There's so much
Yeah, yeah,
basketball going on.
yeah.
Everything be a blur.
Yeah, I could have sworn it was 22. One of them years, but yeah,
But
it's crazy how things play out, man. Because
that wasn't even the beginning of hidden talent, though.
the first
Like,
time, I remember the first time I saw you, and I didn't even know who you was or anything. The first time I ever saw you, I was at the Rucker. I was at a Rucker Park event. It was a Tracy Morgan basketball event, and
right.
they had it right before the Rucker Park Championship game. So I'm out there for that event. But I'm like, man, I was getting ready to go back to DC, but I'm like, hold up, I ain't never seen an actual game at the Rucker. They about to have a championship game. Let me
Right,
see.
right. That
So
was
I
out.
so I'm
That was
watching.
you.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm watching the game. I see you. I see Rozzy. I see a whole bunch of dudes that I remember back from watching it on the team and stuff like that. Then I was going against Will Barton to play with the Wizards
Yeah, we was
and
going
stuff like
against a
that.
loaded Sean. We was going against a loaded
Yeah.
Sean. We was going against a loaded Sean Bell team. Shout out
Yep.
to them too. And it's crazy because for a while we had like a little competitive rivalry with them because that was the championship of 2022. But the previous year, 2021 championship, we beat them in Rucker
Right.
championship.
Right.
Um,
They
but yeah,
swept. Yeah.
like I was saying, we skipped a lot of years. Like that wasn't even the beginning of hidden talent. Like my hidden talent days started as a player. Like
Yeah.
me and my dudes from Polo Grounds and a couple of dudes that I on the basketball scene, we were playing. Not everybody had the opportunities that I had or was getting the calls that I get. So it would be like, okay, well, if you want me, then my boy got to play with us too. You want me here? My boy got to play with us too. So I was bringing dudes on like that. So I said, yo, you know what? It's tournaments that's for money. Why not just put our own money together, put a team together, and we win? We all split the bread. Like that's what we should do. I sent a message out to like 32 people. Only like 5 of them responded. So winter of like February-ish, winter of 2018, we
Mm-hmm.
played in LES Express.
Oh,
And
okay.
we didn't have a name. We didn't have a name for the team. So we talking, and we like, yo, it's a lot of talent on the team. And at the time, it was myself, my homeboy LA, my homeboy 6'5", a dude named Lefty Rome. I know you know Lefty Rome.
Yeah, for sure.
He got an old man game. And then
Yeah.
we had my homeboy Ray Warren, my homeboy Isaiah Darnell that plays with Bobby and Slum Dogs.
Okay.
Um and you know the dude Romeo Bartley, he be doing the charitable things, helping
Yeah.
people out. He was a
Yeah.
hooper. He was a hooper.
That's crazy.
He was a hooper. So he was on our team as well. And before the game, we like, yo, we need a name. We need a name. So we're like, there's a lot of talent that nobody get to see. And the dude Romeo Bartley, he was like, yo, let's just name it Hidden Talent. I was like, I bet we're gonna name it Hidden Talent. So shout out to him because he actually came up with that name.
Dope
He
ass
came,
name.
he came, he came up with that name. We wound up going to the semifinals, and my homeboy Ray, he's the coach at OSL. He had a J.R. Smith moment. He had a
Really?
J.R. He had a
Oh,
J.R. Smith moment. He thought we was winning, and we had time on the clock. Somebody takes a shot. He takes the rebound out of one of my teammates' hands and bring the ball out. Instead of getting us a shot, we lose in the semifinals. And then that same summer, that same summer, was it that summer? Yeah, that same summer we go up in Dykeman. I put a team in Dykeman. My first year putting a team in Dykeman was 2017, but we weren't Hidden Talent at the time.
gotcha.
We was Team Tough. Shout out to Coach D, the ultimate fan. We had a sponsor at the time. He actually coaches in the NBA now. He's a skills and drill development player. And then we went from Team Tough to Black Ink. Shout out to C's, that's family.
Yep. Yep.
We went to Black Ink, but summer of 2018 is when we put the Hidden Talent team in. What happened was I played with my local guys.
Yeah.
The very first game of Dykeman, we played against Brooklyn Stompers. They didn't even have all their main guys home. We wound up losing by like 20, getting punched, got beat on. I said, yeah, I'm not having myself look this crazy. I'm not gonna go out there and look anything less than what I expect. Went from there. I wound up playing in Pro City with Primetime team. Shout out to James Ryan. Played in Pro City with Primetime. Um, and then one day we was talking, and I'm like, yo, I need some guys, whatever the case may be. Like we just lost in Dykeman. He was like, yo, the guys that you just played with in Pro City want to play in Dykeman. Um, my homegirl Amber, who is primetime through and through, she was like, yo, I'm gonna get all the guys. I literally got rid of my whole entire team. All And then we had all myself, Lefty Rome, and all Jersey guys. And that was like the real becoming and making of hidden talent. We wound up just running through the tournament. We wound up losing because dudes had a playoff game or something of the sort in Branchbrook, and they couldn't make it to the game on time. We lost to heavy rain in the we lost to heavy rain in I think the second round of the playoffs. But then from there, it just kept elevating every year. Just kept elevating, kept elevating, kept elevating. And then I've just been rocking with the Jersey dudes with a couple New York guys as well.
Wow. So this thing when it comes to like having so many playing in so many different tournaments and stuff like that, and the hindrance of it when it comes to championship time and too many different championships at one time, like this is something that's been
Bro,
ever.
it's been going on for years. It's been going on since before I can think of it. And it could hurt you if you don't have a good rotation of guys who got that good chemistry
Right.
that got the same goal and the same motivation.
And how hard was that to find those that's to keep to have that loyalty? I mean, I know you started with your guys, but as far as like some of the guys that are consistently on Hidden Talent to this day, like Mace, Ty Pickett, Doug, all these guys, man. Like, how hard was it to keep that continuity and find those guys that for the collection of guys that have that chemistry work as a whole?
Um, Honestly, it wasn't really that hard because when you got everybody who are like minded and like family oriented, like all my guys that I still rock with to this day, we literally speak daily in the
Yeah,
same group chats. We hang out, family functions, events, birthdays, things of that nature. Like Moody, his son having something, I'm there. If I'm doing something, he's there. It was bigger than basketball with us.
yeah,
Excuse me. It was always bigger than basketball with us. So when you have people who actually are like minded and get along off the court, it makes it that much easier to stay together. Mace, from the moment we met, that's been my little brother. Like that's my brother from another mother. Like literally, blood couldn't make us no thicker. That's my homie.
yeah. That's real.
Top Pickett. Like these are all guys that I went from playing alongside to now
Yeah,
I'm coaching, and it was just a seamless transition.
yeah. You need an enforcer like Ty Pickett on every team.
Yeah, yeah,
On every,
you do. It's
but but
it's
but when he's as skilled as Ty is, that's like a cheat code.
Yeah, man, and he don't even. I think he hasn't really tapped into his full. If he put in the work that I see some of these dudes have on social media, that dude easily playing in the top leagues overseas somewhere.
Yeah,
I mean, top leagues. Like he's not as skilled as a rebounder as Zach Randolph, but I would compare him to Zach Randolph when it comes to undersized bigs.
yeah,
Like he's the bully that bully the bullies.
yeah. That's a fact.
Like whoever your big man is, he's gonna make him look like a guard,
Hmm.
and he's only 6'6".
Crazy. And so throughout Hidden Talent being originated and everything like that, which year or even if this was before was the year where you said I want to start my own league in East Harlem hoops, right there on 125th Street.
2018, that's a funny story as well, because that league has been going on for a long time. It started off with me and some dudes from my grandmother block on 22nd and Lex just going to the Salvation Army to play basketball.
Hmm.
And then the captain at the time, he was like, yo, we're gonna start a league. It was t-shirts, this, that, and the third. My cousin, who actually had a good relationship with the Salvation Army at the time, when that captain left, he picked up the torch and just kept it going. Just t-shirts, playing for one team trophy, just having providing somewhere for the dudes to come and play basketball at twice a week. And then when Hidden Talent started winning and becoming the brand that we continue to elevate as we go along, I had this idea and I was like, yo, let's make the league bigger. And he was like, what you mean? And it's crazy because I had surgery this year on my knee and I was home and I'm like, yo, let's make the league bigger. He's like, what you mean? I'm like, let's take our guys and put them in the league to upgrade all the competition. He was like, well, I don't know. It's gonna it might shy away from all the other teams and the local teams. And I was like, basketball is about competition. It's either they get better or get out of here. And he was like, I bet. So I went through a uniform company, got uniforms, and from there, the league literally continuously took off. And that's when I took over, it continuously took off.
Man, that's crazy. I love.
It was
Esau,
it was it was so much as an idea, and it just I don't know. I would say I had the vision, and my vision with everything I do somehow I put it into play, and it's been working.
yeah, yeah, it definitely is. Nah, I love the league. I love it every time I came up to cover the league. I loved it. I still to this day love it. I'll be up there sometime this season. East Harlem Hoops is like family. It's like a big family. Every time you go there every Tuesday and Thursday night, you go in there, go enjoy some good basketball and just kick it with the homies. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right.
Good
And
vibe
then
down there.
it's not a lot of basketball going on during the week in New York City anyway. So that was another thing. I was like, well, it's nothing going on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Let's make this a big thing to where everybody can just come enjoy a game. Even if you're not into basketball, that's somewhere you could come and hang out with your peoples.
Yep, sure can, sure can. Yeah, man. East Harlem Hoops is big. Hidden talent is huge. Being able to put them together like you did, the merging of it, like that was that all? Did it all intertwine, or did that come about later on as far as merging the two together?
It was because I am hidden talent, it was like, you know what? Let's put hidden talent in the league. When we put hidden talent in the league, we had a lot of targets on our back because a lot of these local teams that are not in the big tournaments that we're in, it gives them the chance to play against guys who they typically are watching. So it brought the competitive nature. And I was like, yo, you know what? I'm hidden talent. I'm running the league. I might as well just combine it and make it a partnership.
Yeah, and I remember that for my first season covering East Harlem Hoops, they had hidden talent in there, and they went undefeated, won the championship against Team High. It was a crazy atmosphere. Like I ain't gonna lie, witnessing me personally witnessing that championship game
That championship
and
was
East Harlem Hoops,
classic.
it was insane from start to finish, from pregame to shit talking back and forth to the play on the court, back in the energy on the man from the
Until it got to like the fourth quarter, though, we
until
ran away with it.
it got to the fourth. Like this, it was too long of a game that they couldn't hold on too long. That depth was just too strong. And but it was a beautiful basketball atmosphere. Oh man, it was special.
And then that's when everybody was saying, "Oh, it's because his league, his team," and
Yeah,
I'm like, "What's funny with that is because the same guys that they said that with, oh, his team, his league, they cheating." I went to 7 championships that summer with that same team, so it ain't a fluke.
yeah, yeah. Crazy summer. Talk about that summer. That summer was crazy. I was blessed to be a part of that. A part of that summer run, just being able to do a lot of media footage with her. I mean, you talking about damn near every tournament from Rucker to Dykeman and playing in like you said 7 championships, winning what 4 or 5 of them,
I don't even
something like that.
remember.
It was
I don't even
something along
remember.
those lines. It was a high average when
Yeah,
when
it was. It was. I think we lost that summer. I think we lost a total of 5 games. We went like 42-5.
crazy, bro. It was crazy.
Like
Yeah,
to win to that's more that's longer than the college season, but we lost 5 games that entire summer.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a classic summer too. Like
The energy you had on the court, and I was mad. I was mad. I missed it, but anybody would have missed it in those situations. I had to come back home for DC for family reasons, but that energy I watched on YouTube. That energy that you had on the court after you finally won a championship at Dykeman. I mean, everybody rushing the
oh
crowd.
yeah, I was talking crazy.
That game was crazy. The cameras was in your face. I seen it. It was amazing, man. I was happy from afar, but that was a
Nah,
beautiful.
because like they like people be talking crazy, and it's like when people talking so crazy and all of the chips are stacked against you, and it's like, all right, cool. What you gonna say now?
Yeah,
What you gonna say now? Talk all the shit you want, but everything that you tried to do, it didn't work, and we still won.
yeah,
Um, shit, winning that champion. What did we win that champion with that year? Man, we won a lot.
yeah.
Um,
23. Yep.
yeah. We won. Man, listen, winning that Dykeman championship was like, all right, cool. We finally did it.
Yeah.
Some people call it the bubble chip, whatever the case may be. But it's like, okay, everybody else who played in the city was still in that tournament.
Right.
Um, it was a shortened season. Dykeman typically has 5 games plus playoffs. That season it was 3 games plus playoffs.
Right.
Um, it was cool. We beat 914. Shout out to them. Oh well, the nine. We beat the
Right.
nine. Shout out to them.
Yep.
They had a stacked team. They had Wani.
They had Juju, right?
They
Juju was on.
had Ja James, Juju,
Yeah.
Keith Williams, Wani. The dude from Villanova that got signed to the Lakers this past season.
Yeah. What was
The
his name?
big James.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I know you're talking
They had the
about.
dude from man. They had Delroy Wani,
Delroy. Yep.
Ja, Juju, Day Day, Keith Williams, Joe Clark, PJ. Like they had a loaded team.
They did.
Teams that don't guys that don't typically play with the nine. They had a loaded team, and uh we started the game and we jumped out on them and we never let up. And we wound up winning the game. I was type lit that game too. I was drinking nutcrackers the whole game. I was drinking nutcrackers the whole game, but we jumped out on them and we ain't let up. We ain't let up. Won a chip. Everybody was talking about Ty Pickett, who this, who that person. They found out who everybody was that day.
Man, he was a man on the mission.
Everybody was pouring liquor, water, Gatorade all over me. I'm like, come on, bro. But it was like a deep breath. Like, all right, finally we did it. And unfortunately that year, my brother E, he stayed home. Um, he had some other things going on. He stayed home that year. He wasn't at the game, but he said he watched the whole game and he was like, "This is what we about.
Man,
This is what we about." So a lot of people say, "Oh, hidden talent is nothing without E." Some people say hidden talent is nothing without Shabbie, but they don't realize like before I was coaching, I was playing. It's the same philosophy. Like when E was coaching, I was playing. It's the same philosophy. So it wasn't. It was like I said, it was a seamless transition, and we try to keep our foot on people's necks.
as you should, man. That Dykeman was one. I know Hoops in the Sun was one. Which
We went to Dykeman Championship that year,
yep,
Watson Championship, Rucker Championship. It was Dykeman Championship, Watson Championship, Hoops in the Sun, Rucker.
something else.
We was in the class champion, Dykeman,
Class
Watson,
Cup.
Hoops in the Sun, Rucker, and we was in the class cup championship. We was
Oh yeah,
representing Dykeman that year. We were actually winning by 18 points. Lance Stevenson decides to suit up because his team was losing, and it was fourth quarter. He decides to suit up on some Superman shit, but he was playing dirty as hell. That home cooking. They just let him do whatever. He was running over dudes, started a little scuffle. Gun was pulled out on one of my guys. Game ended.
I tell people all the time that event, if that situation didn't happen towards the end, that would have been one of the best events that summer. Okay,
That was
it,
the best
it,
Clash Cup.
it literally leading up to it. You can't tell me it didn't have everything you need as far as a street ball basketball event. It had everything you needed leading up to that event, and we were looking good. Won the semifinals game, won the Final Four game, and then the chip game up by 14 at halftime. Man, they couldn't stop us. They couldn't
And,
stop us.
and and the crazy thing is, I was playing with my guys. I just had two other guys that
Yeah,
wasn't with us that whole summer. I had Damo and I had Ja James.
Josh James, right?
But
Everybody else,
everybody got it. Everybody got in where they fit in, and it was like a well-oiled machine. We would have won that game hands down had that bullshit not happened.
absolutely. The 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 beauty of it is your connection to not only having the New York City guys, but your connection to Jersey. It has been impeccable. Just talk to
Right.
me about your relationship with those Jersey guys as well, and their ability to get across the water and play for you whenever you get that call.
Um, like I said, those are my brothers. Like we went from playing alongside each other to now I'm leading the charge. Myself and Eli is really not much to say. Like it's a family setting. It's a family setting. Everybody understand what the ultimate goal is, and everybody have the same mentality. It's
Yeah,
either is winning is not an option. You're not gonna
right.
win everything, but winning is not an option when it comes to us. And one thing we don't we try not to lack of is effort.
Yeah, that's real. Um, back to your playing career for a quick second. A lot of people know, obviously, especially in the basketball world, that that time in the NBA lockout when Kevin Durant had 66 points in the Rucker Park and a great performance during the NBA lockout. It's all over, YouTube and all types of different platforms and stuff. But what a lot of people don't know is that you were actually his teammate on the court during that
Yeah,
time. like that.
Yeah, it was.
That performance live on the court in the flesh. Just talk to me about that night, that day in general, and just the energy on the court. Like from watching it on TV, it always seemed surreal, but I can only imagine how it was live.
Man, it's funny, and people might crucify me for this. I was never a Kevin Durant fan. I think it was like a couple years before that, or I don't remember exactly when it was when he really went crazy against Ricky Rubio and the Olympics.
Okay.
When they played Spain, he went off, and I had called my cousin. I was like, "Yo, your man is really nice. You was right. He good." That lockout summer, what happened was it was August 1st, 2011, if I'm not mistaken. The exact date, I don't remember the exact date, but I think it was August 1st, 2011.
Gotcha.
He I was playing for DC Power, or I don't remember the name of our team. It was so long ago. Damn, that was a long time ago.
Was it White Chocolate's team?
Yeah, it was White Chocolate Team.
White Chocolate team. Shout out to Chop.
I was playing for White Chocolate Team, myself, Future, a couple other New York guys. He had some DC guys. My man Nate Flowers from DC.
Yeah.
He was on the team. Too Tall Joe was out there. I had this high jumping dude. I think his name was Furley. We had a right team. Could have won a championship that year, but we didn't. I don't remember exactly what happened. But the weekend before that, Greg Marius had texted me. I had the conversations with him daily. He texted me and was like, "Yo, don't say nothing because I don't want the park to get too crazy. But Kevin Durant is playing with y'all next game." And this was over the weekend. I was like, "All right, cool." Of course, being from the hood, you don't believe it until you see it. That day of, you hear speculation of it. My team is saying, "Yeah, he playing," but he ain't come to the park. He wound up coming to the park and was like, "Yo, bro, where I get some food from?" We went and got Chinese food. He's sitting there chilling. Nobody really knew if he was actually gonna play. They said he was gonna play. So then when it was time for us to we had the second game of the night, we had the nightcap. When it was time for us to actually get on the court, they was like, "Yo, go get KD and tell him we getting dressed." I go get him. I'm like, "Yo, we about to get dressed." We get dressed. He got straight to it. The highlights don't show the whole game, but he was nervous as hell. You could tell
Okay.
he was
Okay.
nervous as hell. He had a subpar first half. He was kind of off, and then second half, I don't know, something just kicked in. He got comfortable, and it was over. Like he just went into superhuman mode. I've never seen a performance like that in any basketball game, let alone a street ball game.
Right. That was
It was
insane.
it, man. Listen, and they didn't have the barricades. You got people running on the court. He went crazy. Like man, I don't even remember how many points I had that game, but I know it wasn't a lot. It wasn't what I would usually score because he was so hot that you had to give him the ball. Like it wasn't like he
Yeah.
was going nut or anything. And then when he had a chance, he was dropping dimes. He was passing the ball for other people to score. It wasn't like, "Oh, I'm Kevin Durant. I'm just gonna do what I want to do." It was he was playing within the realm of the team. And ironically, we were playing against Sean Bell team.
Right. Because I saw Raw on the
We
court. And
we was
stuff like
playing
that.
against Sean Bell team. He had some dudes too. He had Cabby, Jeremy Hazel, who had a little training camp stint with the Phoenix Suns. Shout out to him. He had John Lucas that was on the Bulls.
John Lucas. Yep. Yep.
He had Javon Pinkston. He had some dudes on that
Yeah.
team. And
Damn,
it wasn't like it was a blowout game. That game was a close game the
it
whole
was.
game.
It
It
was.
was a close game the whole game. I think if I'm not mistaken, we won by like 7. We either won by 7 or 13. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it wasn't a blowout game. It was a close game from beginning to end. Legend.
I remember Hannibal said on the mic that they had to forfeit the game or something like that. I don't know. I don't even know if y'all got to finish.
No, we finished.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know. Yeah, we finished that game.
Oh, they said something about Katie had to leave or something like that. I heard it on the mic in the video. I don't know.
Nah. That's not true. That's just like when people say when Fat Joe on his podcast when he said, "Oh, dudes wanted to jump him and all of that." Like, no, if you look at one of the videos online, you'll see when the game ended. I went up in the bleachers. I was talking to my brother, and we had left or whatever. But nah, the game finished.
All
That
right.
game. That
Okay.
game finished. That
Okay.
game
Got it.
finished.
Yeah.
The
It was a
only
four.
celebrity game that I don't think finished. Well, the only celebrity game that didn't finish in Rucker Park with a big celebrity was Kobe because it rained.
Yeah, I remember that. Speaking of Kobe, like were you at the park that day?
No, I wasn't.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Again. You don't believe it till you see it.
Yeah.
Because we would hear dudes, NBA dudes are coming every single day, and dudes don't show up. And again, taking it for granted, not realizing what it was. I lived right across the street from there. I didn't really pay it no mind. Took it
Right.
for granted. I didn't believe it. Somebody that I know was like, "Oh, Kobe and Shaq supposed to be playing at the Rucker today," and I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." I don't believe it. I go to the East Side, where I'm originally from, and sure enough, Kobe came. Kobe came, and all I seen was highlights, but I wasn't actually at that game.
Right.
I wish I would have stayed, but it rained anyway. But still legendary. I can only go by what I seen. I didn't see that firsthand.
Yeah, they said it only lasted like a first like a half or so, like
Yeah,
third
because
quarter.
it rained. It rained.
Yeah, they say he still was cooking though. He still was balling, putting on the show. Like
From the highlights you seen, he was balling, and he was doing it in uptowns. He was playing the Air Force Ones.
facts.
He
And
was
this
playing
is
the Air Force Ones.
and is that true that because I heard this being up there as well. They say that Kobe was the first superstar on that level to play at the Rucker. You know, they've seen a lot of guys play at the Rucker, but leading up to that, but a superstar that was a 3-time champion who played on the Lakers at that level. They say he was the first real heavy like hitter on that level to come to the Rucker. Is there any
If
truth to that?
I don't know. I think that if I answer that question, I think that's bias, and it's
Okay,
it's it's, it's subjective to one's opinion, and I'm only saying that because yes, he's Kobe Bryant, like that's a no brainer, but to say he's the only person that did it, nah, because before Kobe Bryant, you had Allen Iverson came out there showed his ass. You had Stephon Marbury coming out there consistently showing his ass. You had Vince Carter shut the gym down when he came out. It rained. He shut the gym down when him and A Butter had they back and forth, the windmill off the alley oop. Like, so if you want to talk about in terms of like coming off a championship playing for the Lakers, being that heavy hitter of a superstar caliber, yes. But if you talking about NBA talent, I wouldn't say so. I would say for me, from what I seen, would be Vince Carter.
got you. Mm.
But you had Iverson, Marbury, you had dudes coming out there
Yeah,
consistently. Not to mention the year after Kobe came, everybody played who's anybody played that following year. I'm talking about like I seen Master P playing. You had Jermaine O'Neal, Al Harrington, Zach Randolph, Jason Richardson, Jamal Crawford, Eddie Curry, Smush Parker, Lamar Odom. Bro, you can't even begin to name the amount of superstars who played in that park.
it's insane. I know Steve Francis had some time up there too. That we
Steve
love Steve.
Francis went crazy. He went crazy when he came.
Yeah,
He played for Mary J. Blige team.
Phew, kill. But that man, it's a lot of rumors or whatever the case may be about that whole blackout situation. When Fat Joe and Jay-Z were supposed to have a team and stuff like that, and all these NBA players were supposed to be at the Rucker, and the line was all the way
I
back.
remember. I just was talking
What's
about
the
that
name?
day. I
Was you
just
was
was,
you was you a part of it? Was you a part of that whole scene, or you wasn't there for that neither?
I seen it and I
Oh,
left.
that's crazy.
I seen it and I left. I was actually taking a nap. My mom woke me up like, "Yo, it's a blackout." I'm like, yeah, whatever." Um, left. Go across the street is crowded as hell. We left and went to my grandmother's house on the east side that day. But the whole New York City had a blackout. The speculation of who was playing that day, I think everybody's gonna say what they thought or who was gonna play. But I do know if that championship game would have happened, you would have had about 10 to 15 NBA players in that park playing that
for
day.
for a fact. For a
Because they was
fact.
bringing them out all summer. I remember the Jay-Z game versus Jermaine Dupri game. Kenyon Martin and Richard Jefferson, teammates at the time, wound up matching against each other and playing against each other in that game.
Wow.
Like it was, and it wound up going into double overtime too. Like it was that, man. Listen, that part got some memories, man.
Man, I can imagine. I can imagine, man. So outside of basketball for a second, like we know New York City is like a huge fashion like spot. You gotta they got some of the flyest fits, flyest gears. Like the people you go up there, everybody swagged out from the top to the bottom. Uh, was you one of those guys that made sure your fashion was up on point and the styles changed consistently
Um,
with times?
I wouldn't say I was one of the dudes that tried to keep up with fashion. I like what I like though. Like
Okay.
if I like one thing I did keep up with when they had that jersey era and they had everybody was wearing jerseys.
Yeah.
I had all of my favorite players NBA jerseys and a couple throwbacks. I did keep up with that era, but I wasn't one of the dudes that follow the trends. I like what I like. I ain't. But you see everybody trying to follow the trends. Like it is definitely a big fashion thing. Brooklyn got their style. Harlem got their style. Bronx got their style. Um, don't know too many people from Staten Island, but they really not known for fashion. They really like their own little entity. Queens had their own style too. So, I mean, yeah, we went through New York City as a whole, went through many different fashion phases. Like from the big t-shirts, from the big clothes, to the Mermonts, to the Pele's, to now dudes are wearing fitted clothes, back to the big clothes again. Like you have fashion continuously changes.
Man, over there, it definitely does, man. It's like a revolving door over time. How's fatherhood treating you, man?
Fatherhood is cool. My little homie, like fatherhood is cool. Um, did I ever think I would be a father? No. I remember one phase I was like, nah, I'ma just be the dope uncle, the dope cousin, stuff like that. And then literally like, you know how people be like, if you could go back and change some things, would you change it? I wouldn't trade it for the world.
That's dope. That's dope.
Wouldn't trade it for the world.
I love to hear stuff like that, man. Because I'm still in that phase where you was at. I'm in that phase now, the dope
Yeah,
uncle.
you like I don't know, like I don't really know. You know, then you don't know. Then it's like, then it's like you hopefully you don't get that crazy counterpart. You don't really know. What I would say is for anybody who's not a parent, you don't know until you know.
That's
There's
true.
nothing that's gonna prepare you for it. There's nothing. There's no handbook. There's no guideline. I think you're always gonna do what you feel is best in that moment. Whenever you're preparing for it, and as much as you prepare for it, you're never gonna be prepared for it. If that makes sense, it's something that you just gotta roll with the punches, take it as it comes. But wouldn't trade it for the world. Wouldn't change anything.
Was there anything in basketball or coaching that you picked up over time or learned that helped you with fatherhood over time?
Um, honestly, no. And if you want to be quite frank, it actually takes a lot of time away from what you want to do and as present you want to be as a father. It hasn't helped me with fatherhood. It's but I think some people either are natural leaders or they're not. It's either you have it or you don't. Like some people are made to lead the charge. Some people are made to play a role. And I've been fortunate enough to step into a role and be successful at it. Was it planned for me to start coaching? No. Did I ever see myself being a coach? No. I remember I would argue you down. If you asked me this 10 years ago, I would argue you down and be like, hell no, I'm not coaching. You bugging. Never, ever, ever, ever. But it's something that came about and I've been successful at it. And I'm just gonna do it as long as I'm allowed to. If I'm able to step back and train somebody and to step into my role, cool. I don't have no problem with doing it from behind the scenes.
Your son wants to play basketball?
My son actually wants to do a lot of things. Like he wants to be a professional gamer.
Nice.
He loves basketball. He actually plays lacrosse. He loves football. So I think he going through that stage that I went through when I was around his age, figuring it out until something really, really, really grasps his attention. But he loves to watch basketball. He loves to play basketball leisurely. He actually played. I have a youth program and a youth AAU team. He's willing to play, but his thing is he don't want to play for a lot of people unless it's a hidden talent situation. And I got to get him out of that. So I'm gonna just let him take his time to when he wants to play and he wants to push himself and take it further. Cool, but until then, I'm gonna let him figure it out because when you push at certain things, you can either push somebody that really really wants it or you can either push them away.
That's real.
So
That's
I'm letting him kind of figure it out. He seems to really really take a liking to lacrosse. He also likes football, but I told him if he ever wants to like take basketball to the next level, he got the cheat code. He has all the connections and everything laid right out for him.
but that's a blessing in and of itself, man. Um, Pivoting back to basketball, I have a question for you about somebody that I got a chance to really learn about when I was living up there in that area. Earl Manigault. Earl Manigault is someone who Earl the Goat Manigault is someone who was a high level, high name basketball player from Harlem, New York City, and
Hmm.
he had some troubled times with the drugs during that time and overdosed and ended up losing not only his career but you know what I'm saying it affected a whole lot of stuff for him. What was your perspective on how good Earl Manigault was and how good he could have been during that time and you know the whole movie, the classic and everything?
That's somebody that's definitely before my time. I grew up hearing about it. I grew up watching it, and that's one of my favorite basketball movies to this day. Like if I could get that on a streaming service or even a Blu-ray, because there's still Blu-ray players or whatever, I would definitely buy that movie. That's one of my favorite movies. Don Cheadle played amazing character in that movie. I wish I could have seen something like that in person. They said he was really, really like that. But I think back in those days, like you see the stories like of the Joe Hammonds, the Lim Biases, so many talented people who drugs got the best of them back then. I mean, everybody can say it in their family. They had somebody who experimented with some type of substance to where it limited their potential. Um, Going back to the GOAT, like man, to have somebody who was like 6 feet 6'1" jump at the top of the backboard and take a dollar off or whatever the case may be, to hear that he was that talented, I sure could have wished there was more video footage of him. But I can only go by what I seen with that movie. But you'd be surprised. There's a lot of dudes that's like that. I got a personal friend, Chris Skywalker Lowry, about 6'1", 6'2", the first person ever to jump over a car in a dunk contest and make it. Well, to my knowledge,
Right.
um, he's from Brooklyn. Dude jumped. You could look him up, YouTube and all that. They did ESPN did a sports science on him. Said he jumps with the force, the force that he jumps with. He can carry four grown people on his back the way he jumps. 6'1", 6'2", jumps out the gym. So there's a lot of guys out there who don't take basketball to the next level for many different reasons. It's different ways and different things and different reasons why everybody's path is different.
I bet. This is the part of the episode where I pass the mic to you and I allow you to give any words of wisdom, any encouragement, or any message to the people that you want to give out there.
Um,
Yours, brother.
Keeping it short and sweet, I would tell everybody, like I said earlier in this discussion, for every one person that supports you, you're gonna have 10 people who are not in agreement or 10 people who are going to hate on you. And for every 10 people that hate you, there's 100 people that's going to support you. And unfortunately, where we come from, it's not the people that you grew up with. It's not the people that you frequently see. It's not the people that you interact with on a daily basis. Some of the biggest supporters will be people who just seen you from afar, who just think you're a dope person or what you got going on. It's a dope situation that will come in and embrace you with open arms. It's people that you consider day ones, but they don't have that same love for you. So just be mindful, keep your eyes open, and whatever works for you, push forward with it. People say day ones, this, that, and the third. I would prefer day twos. There are people who you meet along your journey and see the person that you've developed and that has more more expectations and has your better interest at heart than people that grew up with you, because they always have that mentality like, why not me? Or why not me? Like, crabs in the barrel mentality. So I would just tell anybody, short and sweet, whatever works for you, push as hard as you can. Even when you want to give up. There's times I personally be like, fuck this shit. But then you got to just center yourself, get balanced, and just keep pushing.
There it is. That's my brother Shabbie, man. We always locked in, brother. Like I said, man, when I came to New York City, I was trying to figure out certain things, trying to find my way. And after the summer of 2022, when we linked up, it's been skyrocketed from there. And it's been dope chemistry, man. And once again, I appreciate you for everything, always.
Appreciate you, my brother. I'm telling you, like I said, that's a perfect example of what I was talking about. You
Yeah,
come across people in your journey and they have your best interest at heart. And it's like they don't want nothing from you. It's just genuine intent.
yeah,
I tell everybody, man, listen, if you for me, let's rock out. If you're not for me, just stay away from me. It costs me nothing to just be like, yo, have a good day.
that's real. That's real, man. This is Past the Mic Podcast. We here with Shabbie. I appreciate you, brother. We out. Peace and love, everybody.
Appreciate you, brother, all the time.
Yes, sir.